Welcome to the very first episode of Word Up, the podcast that is supposedly to help you go from articulate shit to articulate. But as you'll see in our upcoming episode with William Thompson, the funny man himself, we do tend to digress, go off topic, and just generally have a bit of crack. I'm really excited that this is the first podcast. I've been working on it for a wee while now. I've always sort of had the idea that I wanted to do one, and I never really took the plunge. So here we go. I'm so grateful to everybody who has joined in and who's watching now. I know that your time is very, very valuable, but if you will like and share it, I would be much appreciative of that. And also, if you want to send me in your words that you like, words that you think were correct until you realise that they were wrong, do that. And if I use your word or any of your suggestions in the episode, you will get a drum roll please, a Word Up mug that is not only aesthetically pleasing with my mug on it, but has lots of little grammar hints on the back of it. So that'll be for anybody who wants to like, comment and share the post. And if I use or mention anything that you have said or done, you get a free mug with my mug on it. Also, if you want to see William, he's got his own show coming up on the 4th of November in the Ulster Hall. So if you want to go and see William do his own stand-up, you need to get your tickets in now, because we've just found out that the tickets are selling really, really fast and there's only a limited amount left. But if you do like it, as I say, thumbs up. And please do share it, because we'll want to get the word out about Word Up. Thanks for joining in and enjoy the episode. Here is William Thompson. Welcome to the very first episode of Word Up podcast with my good friend William. Hello. William Thompson. William Thompson's a funny bastard, so he is. He's brilliant. How you getting on?
All good. I'm very fucking sleepy because I slept in and got the fucking times wrong, but I'm all good.
It's all brilliant. Good. Have you been gigging recently?
Flat out. We're getting ready for Edinburgh, so any stage time I can get, I'm stroking.
Are you doing Edinburgh?
Yeah, doing it for them.
Yeah?
Shitting myself.
Get away.
Dear. It's very dear.
Is it? Very, very expensive.
It's looking like it. All in, it's going to cost me about 8-9 grand.
Shit.
It's fucking dear, man.
Investing in yourself, but
yeah,
you have to spend money to make money.
Gambling on yourself more so.
It's not a gamble if it's a sure thing.
Back
yourself each way.
It's fucking awesome.
You'll do brilliant. Right, so I'm going to explain to you the premise of the podcast, right? So we're going to have a new word every week.
Okay.
Because growing up, I was obsessed with learning about words, right? I used to think that if I read enough books, I would get powers like Matilda, right? So I'd be able to like, Daddy, come back to me, right? Just lift him all the way up and bring him to the house, right? But I used to genuinely think that the more books I read, that it would be like Matilda, and I loved like learning new words. I still love learning new words. Even whenever I'm reading my Kindle, I love to I play this wee game with myself where I'll read a word that's a wee bit obscure and I'll go, this is what I think it means. So I'll put like lots of wee definitions or synonyms.
Yes. It's good
in my head for it. And then I tap it and see if my word that I was thinking of appears in the dictionary definition, because I'm a sad bastard. Okay. Right? So every week we're going to have a new word. Okay. And it might be a word that you already know, but you know what I mean?
Oh, so we're not making the words up?
We're not making the words up.
Oh, I thought we were making a word.
Well, we have the opportunity to do that. Have you got a word that you've made up?
No.
Right, well, no. I think I'm going to tell you this week's word of the week, right? Because it's a word that we use all the time, but not a lot of people really know the meaning.
Okay.
The word for this week is hun. Right?
Now I see why I'm the first guest.
I just thought
this is the screenshot for the episode right here.
Right. How do you feel whenever you see that word, actually?
It makes me laugh in any context.
In any context?
Especially when you read like an American novel and it's set down south and there's just like a waitress being like, more coffee, hun?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
It's funny how like now we have turned it in that, well, we say hun as an abbreviation of honey.
Yeah.
But essentially you'd be going, you alright, hun? What the fuck do you call me?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because hun is meant to be the Protestant version of being called a Fenian.
Yeah.
We don't really take it in my experience, we don't really take it as badly.
It's not.
It doesn't have the harsh. It doesn't sound as nasty.
Yeah,
it does. Someone like you hun them like.
Like I refer to myself as a Fenian.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Or a take, depending on the audience. Like for example, I was there on Thursday night doing a gig in Lisburn, and the crowd was lovely. They were a bit Presbyterian. Like I was surprised they were even out on a Sunday.
They were too proud, even for me.
Yeah, did you do that?
I've done that.
Yeah, like I think they were afraid to laugh on a Sunday.
Yeah.
You know the way, like, how do you know a Presbyterian budgie?
Yeah.
Swings tied up on a Sunday, right? I was going, don't get me wrong, they laughed and all and they were lovely, but you couldn't be vulgar, which just counted me out right away.
Yeah.
But I love them weak type of crowds, because see, whenever you slag yourself off and you're like, I'm just the take, I'm a feed, they go, we're allowed to laugh at that. Do you know what I mean?
Last time I did Lisburn, someone like it from the crowd went mental at me because I did a joke about the orange order.
Why, what
like, bear in mind, I have done, up until that point, I've done jokes about, like, paedophiles, I've done jokes about murder, loads of shit, and then there was, like, the orange order, and she just started going, you're a wanker. And every time there was a break in me speaking, I'd be like, and then there'd be a pause, and her just going, wanker. Fucking wee wanker.
It was me. Pull a Scooby-Doo mask off. You're still a wanker. I know. It's just, but I absolutely think it's a word that we use all the time. It has negative connotations, but here's the definition of a hun, right? A hun is a member of the loyal, I'm only joking. A hun is any member of several Asiatic nomadic peoples speaking Mongolic or Turkic languages, right? Can you speak Turkish?
No.
Right.
Short back and side skin fade is the most Turkish I can do.
Right? Here's the more, right? So it's a member of like warlike nomadic Asian people.
Yeah. Attila's group was
Attila's group who devastated large parts of Eastern and Central Europe, right? And then it says often, lowercase, a barbarous or destructive person. So now I'm starting to see, right? A vandal, it says. Older, it's disparaging and offensive, and a contemptuous term used to refer to German people.
Yes, I knew it as Germans. In the First World War, were they referred to as Huns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know something? See, whenever I looked it up and all the synonyms for Hun, this is fucking brilliant. Right, so the synonyms are cinnamon roll, beast, bigot, right? So see whenever...
That'd be my wrestling name.
A bigot.
Beast bigot.
The beast bigot. So whenever, say for example, Catholics are calling Protestants Huns.
Yes.
Being bigoted.
Yeah.
They're calling them bigots. Do you know what I mean? That's like going, see you fucking bigoted orange bastard.
Yeah.
They're all bigoted. Do you know what I mean?
Open your eyes, you fucking Chinese racist bastard.
That's exactly what it's like. But here, this is what killed me. Whenever I was reading down this wee list, right? I was going, yeah, lout, monster, brute, clod. Do you know what one of the words for it is? Troglodyte. I thought that was a made-up word that people in Lenadoon just called each other whenever we were growing. You fucking troglodyte.
The word troglodyte, for some reason, is so synonymous with like Belfast.
Is it?
And it does not suit our accent. You fucking troglodyte.
You see him, a fucking... I've heard like a 5-year-old say it.
What,
do you know
5-year-olds?
You know what I mean?
Get me back my apple, you troglodyte.
You fucking troglodyte. Do you know what I mean? I thought it was me. I thought it was a word that was made up. You know, like it's a real fucking word. Troglodyte's a real, you fucking troglodyte. You're going, that's really good. You're very articulate for a 5-year-old.
I thought it meant the savage. Like a barbarian, is that kind of...
That's what it sounds like. Do you know what it actually means? It means like, let me see, I have it here somewhere. It's like a hermit. A person with old views.
Right, okay.
Outmoded. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So if you're troglodytic... Troglodytes. Yeah, so I was just like, fucking every day's a school day. Troglodyte's a real word. Do you know what I mean? You fucking troglodyte. You know, I thought it was somebody that was like, do you know what I mean? Troglodyte.
What's that? What's that?
Somebody who is non-aesthetically blessed.
Fucking stinking.
Will have to be fucking minging.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Aye, face like a pasty bab. Look like your face was set on fire and put out with a golf shoe. Do you know what I mean?
Sometimes saying troglodyte's just easier than saying you fucking ugly cunt.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's worse. It's more like cutting.
Definitely. My sister, whenever we were kids, she got in loads and loads of trouble because she referred to one of my aunts to my ma as a fub, right? Bear in mind, she was only 8. If you worked it out, my ma went, "Why, what's a fub? What's a fub?" And Michelle said, "A fat, ugly bastard."
I was wrong. I thought it was fuck ugly bitch.
Oh, see, that's the same sort of thing, isn't it? Fat, you fub. So whenever we were kids, we'd run about and say fub because, as long as you didn't tell them what it meant, you could secretly call people
a fub.
And now I'm a fub, look.
No, you're not. You're not.
Fobbing my gob, fuck's sake, I'm fucking stinking soil. But yeah, have you, do you ever see words that, whenever you were younger, you said and you thought you were saying properly? I still do it today, though.
Oh,
I mean,
all the time.
Like cousin. I thought cousin for years until I was about 17. Actually, was cousined.
Cousined?
Yeah, like my cousin.
You're a Westie, aren't you?
Aye.
See, this is an ongoing thing I have with Westies. I say this every podcast with Patty. It is a community of people that say words entirely wrong.
Yeah.
But other Westies will just appear and be like, "No, that's how that's said. That is how that's said. In the West, that's how we said."
Aye, and therefore it must be right.
Bob Wire.
Bob Wire. Yes.
Har is something I just don't correct Patty on anymore.
Har.
He doesn't say how, he goes har.
Measure.
What?
Measure.
What's that?
My dad says, that needs measured.
Measured. Yeah. Like Wendy.
Yeah, when they see, instead of saying, I randomly leave some letters out of things. So sometimes I say thing, I say hing. Hing. Yeah. I say thee. Thee's one I can't get rid of.
Thee.
It's like 1, 2, thee.
1, 2, thee.
I can't say my THs, so I said free.
Free? Oh, like a 3-year-old. No, I love it. No, like kids say, hospital.
Yes.
I know a fella. I know him very well because I have a kid to him.
Right, yeah.
I'm calling him out here, but he still says graveyard, right? So it'll be I'm away to the graveyard to visit my dad, and you go,
I'd love to get buried in a graveyard.
A graveyard? You do end up gravy, inside your coffin eventually. I mean, you're going to be...
Not really. You don't open the coffin, there's a load of piss though there. You're just turning into ash.
Well, no, what are you on about? Stir up the human soup?
Oh,
that sounds right.
That's how you end up having kids.
I know, I have 4. I should know that. I'll end up having another one. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I know. Oh, wild. But yeah.
Graveyard's a great one.
Graveyard, yeah.
It sounds like you're talking about somebody's arse.
Graveyard.
Look at that graveyard on that.
I love to eat the gravy. No, I'm
Jesus
turning myself.
Christ.
I'm turning myself
Eat
now.
the grave.
Eat the gravy. I'll take that one to the graveyard with me. Don't post this.
Do you ever know anyone would drink gravy? Out of the boat? I know people would do that.
Do you know that whenever I worked in the Ballymac, there was a fella that used to come in, and there was a woman that did it too. Not in the same family. These people live everywhere among us. And when everybody was ordering their starters, say, I'll have a wee prawn cocktail, she would say, I'll have a bowl of gravy. And she used to just ask for a bowl of gravy and sit there with a spoon and eat it. And it turned the heart. I used to be like, there's your... There's your...
Did you ever have Bovril?
Yeah, Bovril's like a stock, isn't it?
But Bovril's a drink.
Yeah.
It's just a gravy drink.
I thought only 90-year-olds drank that.
See, when I used to go to Celtic matches with my dad, it was a fucking January morning. You know what I mean? And it was freezing. And so you needed a bit of warmth in you. And the fucking warmest thing you could get was a
drinkable gravy.
Drinkable gravy.
Not a cup of tea or a hot chocolate.
I just became very I don't know, it reminded me of
losing.
Of losing, you know.
What team did you support?
I just I loved fucking having it at the matches.
Yeah.
So then used to be able to get it, in the shop. So my mum used to give me it and put it in a wee flask for me going to school.
Oh, did you?
But I used to get fucking slag, being like, he's drinking gravy.
That's Bovril's like Marmite, isn't it? I mean, it's really liquid drinkable. I thought they only drank that during World War II, whenever they had no other sustenance, and that was the closest thing they could get to protein.
Or in Glasgow.
in Glasgow.
Which is also similar.
Yeah, it's similar.
Glasgow
conditions.
Yeah.
is World War II. Isn't it? Yeah.
Same
Probably
nutritional
still get
values.
ration cards there. No, I can't. But yeah, he still says graveyard. So you've been called out now. You need to stop doing it. So actually, don't stop doing
No,
it.
graveyard's hilarious.
I enjoy it. I actually enjoy it.
I used to have a speech impediment when I was younger, so because of cerebral
Did you?
Yeah, cerebral palsy. It affects your speech. That's the reason I talk the way I talk,
But you speak actually really well.
and that's
for
why.
A Belfaster, like.
Yeah, that's why.
Did you go to elocution lessons?
I had to go to speech therapy for years.
Really?
Because when I was born, I was fucking, I couldn't understand me. So it's
Stop.
I just sound like I'm on Spice. Sorry, man, can I have a wee bit of change, yeah?
You're way
A guy with
beyond-
cerebral palsy just trying to get parking meter money, and everyone thinks I'm trying to buy heroin.
Please do.
Sorry, man, if you have 50p on your phony notes. She's fucked away off of my wallet there. I don't know where I'm going. But that's how I spoke.
Is this
It was like this 5-year-old's wiped out. Yeah.
Are you winding me up?
No, 100%.
It's 5-year-old. Whenever you were...
Yeah, but until I was about 8 or 9, I went to speech therapy.
Bless you.
Yeah.
William. And now you're the one that's like, actually,
I'm the one
who's
that...
disabled now? You fucking troglodyte.
That's right now, people don't... When I do the podcast with Paddy, you're like, Willie's actually secretly posh.
Yeah.
I'm not. I am from...
I
like, a
did.
council estate.
Until I,
Knew me.
got to know you, I did think that you perhaps lived in a house that had 2 incomes. Do you know what I mean? And was like really, nice.
I do incomes because my dad was doing the double, but like not fucking...
Yeah. You at least you had a dad.
Yeah. He was...
Yeah.
But no, that's why I talk. That's why me and Paddy always got on.
Yeah.
Because no other comedians are really from an estate as much.
Yeah,
Whereas
that's
me and
true.
him, we just slobber at each other.
Yeah, I know.
Once you get to know me, I'm very much a council estate. I'm not comfortable around.
I know, darling.
I
know.
Oh, I'm so fucking.
I know. I think that's why we just get along
Yeah,
so
the
well.
minute anyone's posh, I'm like, oh, fuck up.
Do you know what I ended up? I was doing a gig at Queen's the other night. The new Union. It's really bougie now. Yeah. Used to be rough and ready. I kind of like the clubs whenever they had a bit of character.
Yeah.
But it's lovely. Like the crowd was lovely, and Colin Gaddis was there, myself, and Chris Kent, yes, from Cork, and we were all having a wee laugh. But then I realised that I sort of went on this, like, tirade. And then I was like, I sound like a classist bastard. So I was talking about like drama students and how I did a drama degree. And you were there with people that like were there because they didn't even need to get a job. Do you know what I mean? It was like that. I don't need to make money from the arts. Well, that's good because you can't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I realised that, I just don't have... I don't not like middle class people. I'm fascinated by them. But they're also...
There's a sense of entitlement with them.
There's definitely...
Daddy,
Daddy,
Yes.
is this, do you know the type of people, for example, I have an aunt who likes to think she's middle class.
she's a conservatory and she thinks she's middle class.
She'd come into your house, if you offered her a cup of coffee, she would say, oh, no thanks, I don't drink instant.
Have you any Bovril?
I couldn't be bothered with this. Do you know what I mean?
I don't drink instant.
Yeah, I don't drink instant. I never knew there was another kind of... Do you know what I mean? You grew up and it was Maxwell House or something, you know? And Freagle Lane. And it used to be, do you want to eat coffee? That was any other...
Freagle Lane?
That's her family that makes Maxwell House.
Yeah, but don't free her.
No, probably.
Well, we might have a shooting party when she gets out. Do you know what I mean? I'm only joking.
Is it actually her family that owns that?
Yeah, her dad was the
Robert
big...
Maxwell, is it?
Robert Maxwell House, yeah. They were all dodgy as, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
The more money you have, your problems are different.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
It's hard to sympathise with your real middle class friends.
Instant coffee, what a troglodyte, I don't even,
I
it's
lose my
just,
fucking mind with it.
I just go, get, I don't drink instant, what can I get the fuck out?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Leave my household, please.
Yeah, I lose my mind around any... I can't help but just get annoyed when they're moaning about stuff. I'm like, oh, fuck up. Exactly. And the arts is full, acting's full of that.
Oh, no. It's wild, it's just how Do you know the people who they say that they don't have any money and they're crying poverty, when really what they mean is I've only a few grand in the bank?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have money? Me? And you're like, you just don't. They think I don't have money yet because Granny and Granda haven't died and gave me their 3 houses. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're going, no. Being poor is like actually looking in the bank and going, I have $4.98 and I need to get me and the kids something to eat. So you go to Iceland and get yourself all the stuff out of the freezer that has like 50% off in Iceland. Do you know what I mean? Fucking eat chicken nuggets for 50p. Get in my
I was out of
basket.
it 2 days ago.
Yeah, but it's frozen, so it's okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My ma's doesn't need to do this anymore, but still freezes bread. Do you know what I mean? Like she'll buy a wee loaf of bread and then divide it all up into 2 slices and put it in the freezer. And you're going, look, you do realise there isn't a war on anymore. Like, it's okay, mummy. It's fine.
The Huns are gone. It's fine.
yeah. The Huns are fun.
Yeah. We're good crack.
Do you know what I mean? The next generation doesn't give a fuck. And she's
Yeah.
like, aye, but I mean, that's a waste of a loaf. And you go, it was like 30p.
It's always the richest people are so stingy. You see getting a drink out of a rich guy.
Oh my God.
Fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Whereas all the skint ones will do rounds. They'll fucking buy you stuff.
Definitely. That's like, I was in my house one day, right? And I get this knock at the door. Bear in mind, I do live on a council estate.
Oh.
And there was this fella at the door and he was asking, like, do you know what it was? I ended up taking the piss. You get all the charities come around the council estates. They don't go round the Malone Road and all the rest of it. No harm to you, like, but I mean, you have the right idea. Do tell them to fuck off. But they do come around the council estates to get more business there.
Yeah.
They would get people that would actually be guilted into it because we know what it's like to be fucking skint. Oh, all right, give them a fiver, sure. You know, it's no. But he stood at my door one day and do you know what it was? I was like, why, what is it? And he went, have you ever heard of autism? And I was like, yeah, I'm surrounded by it, mate. Like, what's going on? And he was all, we'll have this new. I went, look, mate, we're all saved here. Like, we don't need to. I've just recently converted to the Church of Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints. And he was all, no one of you just want to fuck with someone because you're bored and you have 4 kids in the house and you don't get to talk to people.
Yeah.
And I went, we're all converted. And he went, no, but it's autism. And I went, no, it's not autism. It's the Church of Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints. And he went, how'd they get you to convert? And I went, he came around here earlier on and gave me a Mars bar. Right? And he looked at me and went, and I went, have you got Mars bars? And he went, no. And I went, well then fuck off. What are you even talking to me for? Close the door. But why did they come round? There was a fella come round and tried to sell me a Hoover. And he went, I can give you this for the fantastic price of £1,200. And I went, mate, see that car sitting out the front? That didn't even cost £1,200. That's my first car.
How good's your fucking... See if you're paying that for Hoover, I'm getting that from a shop.
Yeah.
Not like a guy at my door.
£1,200 for this Hoover. He wanted to go out and Hoover wee patches. Here, he tried to Hoover, shame me by Hoovering a patch of myself and going, Lord, how much dirt come out of that? And I go, all right, do the fucking rest of it then. Not leaving a wee clean patch in the middle of the sofa.
The autism, it's great.
Aye.
Cures it.
Do you know the CBD?
I used to have to sell that in my shop.
And did you have a big thing that said that things that CBD helps, cures?
Yeah, you have to be
autism?
very, very specific with the wording of it. We never put autism on it.
I have a photograph. I'll send it to you, Sean. You can show it to whoever's watching. There's a photograph of the stand in a well-known shopping centre. And there's there's a list. I didn't say it. Right? And it says on the list, autism. I was like, so what, I can just give my kid this vape and all of a sudden they're just like neurotypical? Like, sorry, mummy, I'm no longer obsessed with manga. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I would just like to watch cartoons and not speak to you about my specified interests.
He stops
you know
Naruto running around the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he do that run? No?
They love it. Yeah, you know. Yeah. I'm no longer obsessed with the cardiovascular system in the human body because I've had a toke on this wonderful CBD vape. Do you know what I mean?
There's certain things that, and you have to be careful how you word it because it can help things like arthritis and what I have it helps with, but you can't just go, oh, it cures that.
It cures
it's certainly not autism.
It was very strange. I took a photograph of it one day and actually sent it to my friend, a girl I know who is a big advocate by way of autism. She's ASD. And I sent it to her and she was like, this isn't real.
No, that's good.
You've done this, haven't you? And I went, no shit, yeah. This is what we're selling to the people of West Belfast. Look, Here, people avoid it because go, what the fuck are you on about? I get top rate DLA for that wee one. I'm not fucking giving him no vape. Do you know what I mean? What, get his pip taken off him? Take that vape the fuck away.
Fucking him are getting that pip. Fucking no. Once I find out he's vaping that.
Exactly. No, they'll just be... I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, cured. Instantly cured. Swear to fuck. So...
That's fucking insane. I need to go there.
Yeah.
And just say to the guy behind the counter, like, explain the science.
Please, will you go there, right? And do, like, the Kaiser Soze walk, right? And walk in and be like, is this going to help me? And then, like, stand there and go, can I try it first? And take a wee thing and go... And like just straighten up and just walk away.
Like Grandpa Joe and fucking Willy Wonka.
Grandpa Joe, yeah, benefit fraud.
I should just go and be like, someone's trying to help me, you know, help me talking. And if people be like, thank you so much.
This is absolutely, the diction on me is massive. I mean,
do you ever have those keyboards in school that had the DJ mode? Yeah. And if you pressed it, it said dictionary. And everyone just pressed it really quickly, so it would just be a keyboard going dick, 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 dick. It's like a chorus of dicks, like everyone be doing it in time. Dick, 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 dick.
Dick, dick, dick. I used to look up the dictionary, but that's how all this started as well. You know, whenever you were bored and you were in school and you had to do dictionary work, I would be like, sex.
Yes, yeah. Vagina. It's in there. It's
vagina,
in there.
yeah. Female reproductive organ. I bet you were like, oh, vagina. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I once tried to give... Well, I thought this was true. We were all under the belief that your bollocks were behind your ears.
What?
Right. Whenever we were kids, a kid that we ran around with was told off for saying bollocks. And they went, but bollocks isn't a bad word because my daddy said your bollocks are behind your ears, right? And I went, really? This is where probably the whole me looking things up came from because I learned very early not to trust people.
Maybe for getting teabagged by an old man. The bollocks are behind your ears.
Do your balls hang low? Can you swing them to you? Yeah. But said your bollocks are behind your ears. So I just went, bing, getting my brain bank. And from now on, I was like, the bollocks, yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, it is an anatomical term, so they must be behind your ears. And that's just slang that we use for balls. Fast forward to third year, I'm sitting in biology class. And the teacher, bless her soul, I think she was a wee drinker, like.
Yeah.
Do you know, one of them ones, like, she didn't really give a fuck. She used to hand you a printed out sheet and go, do your best, right? And I remember sitting one day and going, miss, because I was trying to convince everybody else around the table that your bollocks were behind your ears. And I said, miss, isn't it true that your bollocks are behind your ears?
They use a scientific term, your bollocks.
Your bollocks, but yeah, that's what it was.
Are they located?
Yeah, every time she went to me, sorry, Bronagh, say it again. And I said, your bollocks, right? Every time I said your bollocks, everyone in the class was roaring. And I was going, shut up, I'm actually trying to ask a science question, right? So I was like, miss, aren't your bollocks behind your ears? What? Your bollocks? What? Your bollocks? And she was going, your balance. Yes, your balance is located in the inner ear. And I was going, no, miss, your bollocks. And I was like, just go to detention, Bronagh Diamond. You know what I mean? But then I learned that save your horn for your wife.
Fuck me, that's loud as shit.
I know.
That's what I love about doing podcasts in here. You'll have someone fucking doing work out there. There's car horns, or there's a band practicing,
or sirens.
Yeah, it's just non-stop around here.
Welcome to West Belfast.
It's fantastic.
The wild, wild west.
I do love the West. I do.
I know.
I love how the West, like, everyone thinks the East and West are so different, and they're not.
They're just two sides of the same coin.
They're literally. Thank you. You're the only Westie I know who will go, no, it is the exact same.
No, truly.
People love to go, no, the West is different. No, it's not.
I love that because, right, my, husband is obviously, he's a Brit, right? He's from London, but he's not, like, partisan at all. He's, like, wasn't raised with any religion whatsoever. He just thinks it's hilarious the way we carry on over here. But he works in the East a lot. And he's like, I love the way over here everybody's like, yeah, see over in the East, like they're like, and then over in the East they're all, yeah, see over in the West. And it's like, just take down the fucking Berlin Wall. Let us talk to one another. I went on a residential with all these women so it was all West Belfast, East Belfast, and we were all talking about the Troubles and stuff, as you do. It was great. We got to stay in a hotel for a few days. fed everything. But we were all sitting there talking, and I've always been lucky enough that we were never raised bigoted.
Yeah.
We were never raised Huns. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bigoted. And
my dad tried to raise me bigoted, but
it didn't work.
I just love those Catholic women.
I
just love them.
Can't get enough of that wonderful stuff.
100%.
Here, honey. Ta galanta.
Yeah, as my friend Grania. Oh, fuck anything my dad ever said. Oh.
Did he say Grania?
No, he certainly didn't. As soon as I hear a name like that, I'm like, oh, fuck it, convert me.
Yes. Oh my God, I love it. But yeah, we were all talking, and I think it was really eye-opening for some people as well to be like, hold on. That motherfucker's just like us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's weird from doing it, the podcast with Patty and then meeting people who like the podcast and stuff. It's weird how ubiquitous religion is in this country.
Yeah.
To the point, even there's tiny things that people don't. Remember, we did the clip of the Irish names, me saying the Irish names, and there was loads of people.
You are very, very good with the Irish names, but because do you remember I showed you Irish names and I was like,
not the male ones, I wasn't.
No, only the women ones.
I can only say the girl
only the
ones.
female ones.
I can only say the girls ones.
You fucking
But
player.
people were there and like, how does he not know them? Like, he's putting that on. I'm like, there were no Keevings where I grew up. Like, there really wasn't.
Yeah.
There's no Finbot. There's no.
Yeah.
There's no Irishness. And for it to be such a big thing here.
Yeah.
And then they come over there and be like, but how do you not know what. People blow their mind when I don't know what Gaelic, like how Gaelic's played or what hurling is.
Yeah. Really?
And they're like, how do you not?
Because they don't learn it in school.
Because we don't play it. Yeah, it's not a thing.
Like, see, in school, my friends married a Protestant guy, and we were all having a chat, and he was like, we were talking about Under the Hawthorn Tree, and I said, do you know whenever you're in school and you read Under the Hawthorn Tree and you learn all about the famine?
No.
That's what he said. And I was like...
You were talking about that, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You don't do that in school. Like, whenever we were in school, it was part of the curriculum.
Even in A-level history, that never came up.
The famine?
Never. I don't really know about it.
Really?
It's a blind spot in my historical knowledge.
I loved learning about it because it's genuinely really interesting. And there's a book called Under the Hawthorn Tree. Read it.
We read in, like, I went to the Irish school, we read it in P6. So we were like 10, reading about like these kids who were like fucking like walking
orphaned
around like half dead.
Yeah.
Any wonder you just hate the Brits, man. We're just not told anything.
When I was growing up in Lenadoon, there was a big mural on the wall that said, and it was a picture of like, you know, this like Grim Reaper type skeletal thing, and Gore Morch. Am I saying that properly?
Gorton Moore.
And Gorton Moore, so cut that other bit out. And Gorton Moore, it used to say, the Mother Nature gave us the potato blight, the British government gave us the famine, right?
Okay.
Trust how they don't say God gave us the potato blight and can't associate God with anything negative. Do you know what I mean? Mother Nature, on the other hand. But it was really, really intriguing. So you learn about it and you read this wee story about these kids that are orphaned and they're trying to make their way from the north of Ireland to the south of Ireland to get the family because there's a big fucking starvation going on. People are dropping dead of this fever. It's very, very good. But my friend's husband was like, I'd love to read that. We don't learn about it. Do you know what I mean? I was like, for real? Like, you don't... Why aren't we all just learning the same shit? Like, that's interesting. It doesn't make you hate the British either, because, I mean, it is very, very old history. But at the same time...
I know I've been at a few after parties where, like, some guy's really drunk. He's like, you can't cause the fucking famine and all.
I can't say anything
I'm like,
about
you're a
the
fat
famine.
cunt, so it didn't affect
Exactly!
you. Then you're eating now, so fuck up.
That's why I'm so fat. It's ingrained in my DNA that I have to eat when I can. Oh my God! That's my excuse for now on.
It's your generational trauma.
It's my generational trauma.
Yeah, but no, I don't really know about the famine. I really don't. So, see, when a lot of Irish comics, like down south, do jokes about it, and I'm like, I don't get it. Yeah. Because I don't know what this is.
The famine, yeah.
Like, I know what it is, but I don't know the circumstances behind it.
The potato blight. So, basically, there was an issue where all of the potatoes in the ground went putrid and weren't...
They were black inside. That's what blight.
But there was lots of other sustenance in Ireland. There was lots of grain being grown. There was lots of, you know,
it was all for export.
All for export. So there was lots of food, but it wasn't allowed to be eaten by the people. So it was all put on ships and sent away to the other areas of the empire. and
Right,
therefore
okay.
the people
So-
were starving.
Like the precursor to that as well is that like you had all the land reforms as well.
That's
so
right.
like
These I know.
what
Yeah,
was
because
happening,
you owned a few.
These I know. Yeah.
you know,
We learned this in business class.
so like the landlords gave a family a plot of land, but when that family had children, it would be that land would be split up among the male
yeah.
heirs. So say if you had a plot of land the size of this room and you had 3 wee lads, right?
We'll
So
get a third of it.
they would then grow up only getting to sow a third of this room
Yeah.
and so on. So a couple of generations down that lane, you had families who could only like harvest like, you know, a really small plot of land.
Yeah.
So the only thing that they could grow on that in such a small space that gave enough like
Potato.
nutrition was
What-
potatoes.
yeah.
So then when the potato blight came, it was like it wiped out all the spuds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
all their
then-
own food that they
And it
could
was
eat.
the own and like that servant like class that was like they entirely relied on that crop.
Yeah.
So then when that was gone, it was like
They were fucked.
they were fucked.
Yeah.
Because the big
As Christy
crops
Moore sings, and the
was like,
potatoes went.
you worked
and we were
sort
fucked.
of you made your wee crop of land right for your family to eat, and that was what you owned. But then you went and worked on like
Yeah.
a big farm.
Yeah.
But all the shit from that big farm
Hmm.
you couldn't afford, and it didn't belong to you. You just worked there.
Yeah.
So then all that shit got shipped.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fascinating. That was so.
All my knowledge of that comes from Seamus Heaney poems. That's all I.
Also, listen
who
to.
I fucking hate.
I don't really want to big him up, but yeah, Christy Moore has that song. I remember reading that book, Marita Conlon McKenna, it's called, Under the Hawthorn Tree. And then I listened to that wee song. 1847 was the year it all began. I was like, fucking banging tune, yes. But did you have a favourite book whenever you were growing up? What did you read?
Oh, a lot. I loved Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
As a kid, always loved that.
Yeah.
Um,
That shows your age too. You were a kid. I got into Harry Potter in first year.
I think Harry Potter, the first one, came out the year before I was born.
Did
I
it?
think so.
Before you were born?
Or
Yeah,
after.
the first one,
Very
yeah.
close.
Because remember, I was talking to you about
I'm
this last
96.
week. Remember?
No, you're not. You're only 26 or something.
I'm looking great for me.
yeah.
But
That's all I can
maybe you were
say.
saying this last week. Remember? Like,
I visited Harry Potter Warner Brothers Studios
Yeah.
and was over there with the in-laws. And whenever we went, you get to walk in and you're really there, aren't you, Sean?
Yeah.
Like, so whenever I walked in, there's a big, massive cinema screen and you're sitting down and it shows you the doors to the Great Hall on the cinema screen.
Yeah.
And you're watching it going, wow. And the screen just goes up into the ceiling. And it's the real doors to the Great Hall. But I was sitting in the back row and I went, oh my God! And everybody just turned and looked at me. And I was like, are you not supposed to be? I thought I was among my people. Do you know what I mean? Like, all right, Jusins, fucking grow down. Like, what?
So how old were you when they came out?
I was about 11
Aye.
when the first one was released, because as they were released, then I sort of grew with them. So the first 3 books were out whenever I was in 3rd year.
Yeah.
And then I had to wait until the 4th one. I queued up and all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad bastard alert. Loved it. The 4th, and so consecutively after
Yeah.
that, every book that was released, I was standing there in the queue.
I remember every time they came out, it was always chaos.
Yeah, I know. Mania.
But I think the last one came out when I was in P7, so about 10 or 11.
Yeah. Do you know the 4th one? Our year, there was one floating about. A girl lent it to me. We called her Nicola. Thank you, Nicola. Because
Goblet of
I didn't have the 4th one. That's right. I didn't queue up for that. And it was read that much by everybody in the year that it was falling to bits. And we were just handing out parts of the book. Do you know, like,
Yeah.
here you can start it. There's chapter 1 through 5. I've got 6 through. Somebody else was reading the end and you were just swapping it all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way it was.
yeah, because I
I think I lived during the war, wouldn't you?
I was I remember when the 6th one was out. I think I remember there wasn't that many in my year that read them, but there was this like girl in my class and she was reading it, and it would be like a wee thing, you know, like every day coming in being like, what are you on now? I'm on chapter 8.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm on chapter 10. You cunt.
Yeah. I know what happened. Somebody ruined it for me, though. A friend of mine told me that Sirius Black was, spoiler alert, was Harry's godfather whenever I was just halfway through the third one. And I mean...
That was the entire
vehemently hated somebody more. I was like, I can't fucking believe. I don't think we actually really spoke after that. We were friends, and she told me that, and I was like, get out of my room. You're not invited to my sleepover anymore. Fuck off, you horrible bastard. Do you know what I mean? That was the equivalent of like people going online and telling you what happened at the end of Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
back then
we used to do in our group chat in school. If you said you were watching a certain TV show, we would look up the ending and tell you. Like someone was like, first episode of Prison Break, this is amazing, and the immediate next message is Michael dies. Like immediate.
Oh my god, so you just didn't tell them what you were
which
watching?
now we still use that line for everyone's like, gonna go see the new fucking Marvel movie, and someone's go, Michael dies. Like we still do that, Michael dies.
They all die. Everyone dies.
Another book I read was, I read this religiously. I used to read comedy autobiographies a lot.
Did you?
I was obsessed with comedians just talking about being in like
I
clubs
have
and
Billy
stuff.
Connolly's one there I need to read.
Yeah, it's really depressing. So
it?
It's very depressing.
Oh god.
Peter Kay's one. It's funny.
Is it?
It's funny. It's not that deep of a like. It's a lot of stories of growing up where he doesn't go into a lot of detail about his life really, but he talks about comedy clubs a fair bit. I just loved reading about clubs and like how comedians did stuff. I love that.
Yeah.
Know whose book made me respect them so much more, and I didn't really enjoy them beforehand. Michael McIntyre's.
Really?
Dude fucking had a hard life and struggled.
Did he?
In 2006, and he did the Royal Variety performance, he was like 40 grand in debt.
Really?
Because he was taking out loans to do the Edinburgh Fringe and was just not connected.
Shit.
So he had, yeah.
That just goes to show you, though, you can really think that you're not doing that well, and you will get there. It doesn't mean that you're not going to do it.
He was doing the Fringe and getting like 1-star reviews, and he's like 30 grand in debt, and people are calling him terrible and stuff. Fast forward 5 years, and he's
fucking laughing all the way to the bank.
He's the biggest fucking name in stand-up. His book's fantastic. If you could read his fucking
I will read it. I actually was watching his... I do really like Michael McIntyre. I love the fact that you can have Michael McIntyre on in front of your kids and everything, and it's not... You know, you don't need to, so you can just watch it. But we were.
I hate it when people go, it's too clean or whatever. I'm like, you
don't have to be.
Same reason I hate
to be funny.
When people, I hate that line.
What?
I hate when people are like, you don't need to be dirty to be funny. I'm like, but I want to be.
But I am. Like, anybody who's seen my stand-up.
Oh, you're fine. But, you know, a middle-class person, I like him because he's not dirty and
he doesn't say anything. And you're like, well, I fucking do and I fucking am. So fuck you.
If you need to be cross,
yeah.
You know, you're not funny. Or you're just a boring cunt,
That's
Melissa.
Like, in school, whenever we were doing drama... this is why I didn't keep drama on for A-level, funnily enough, as well. I just remember thinking, this isn't the way I want to do things. But I remember one of the teachers saying, there's no room for vulgarity on the stage. There shouldn't be any. And I was like, but is Shakespeare not... Does Shakespeare not say...
Shakespeare has kids
a mirror up to friggin... A mirror up to reality. Yeah. But the way I think about it is, if you are showing real life, and don't get me wrong, I can write, I can speak... without using swear words. Yeah. But sometimes a good, well-timed swear word is just necessary. Yeah. You know, like I was going to go off swearing for Lent, and then I thought, fuck that. I'll go off going to chapel.
Yeah. I don't think I can speak without swearing for a prolonged amount of time.
What's your favourite swear word?
Fuck.
Is it?
Fuck's amazing.
Is it your favourite or your most used?
It's both.
What's the swear word you want to use whenever you really want to tell somebody off?
Cunt.
Yeah, do you say it like with such...
You fucking
venom.
Cunt. Do you know when I'm really annoyed? I don't swear.
Really?
That's when I swear.
That's whenever you're really pissed off?
When I'm really pissed off is I don't swear. When I'm all chill, I'm swearing. When I'm really, really angry, don't swear.
Yeah?
I go telephone voice.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Like, let me tell you the problem with what you did.
Yeah.
Because you don't seem to be able to comprehend it. So I'll tell you.
People start.
That's
Yeah.
I don't swear when I'm angry.
Let me spell it out for you. Do you know, I think that whenever we say, well, this is something as well that like was pointed out to me, specifically in my family, whenever we say that word and we mean it, we really enunciate it. It's almost onomatopoeia. You fucking cunt.
Yeah.
You know, but then my aunt would say, cunt's not a bad thing. Cunt's a useful thing. Call him a half a cunt. Sure, that's no good to anybody. Do you know what I mean? the most offensive word in the English language.
Yeah.
Americans hate it.
They don't like, I don't know why they don't like the word cunt.
You can't say it in front of them. They just absolutely hate it. You can't drop the C-bomb. But I think...
Whereas like, we were like, oh, what's happening, you old cunt?
Yeah,
Like,
or
that's how we say
he's
hello.
not a bad old cunt.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
He's some cunt, him.
Yeah, it can be used as a term of endearment almost.
There's no real swear words here that you can use where people go,
Yeah, like...
there's none.
Did he just... Probably troglodyte.
Yeah, what's that I mean?
Troglodyte.
Cunt and fuck are the ones that people record that. But when I say cunt when I'm over in England, people be like, oh. I have to wean myself off saying cunt.
You have to, because I think that's, in fact, if you look up the dictionary for cunt, which I have done as a child, obviously, it describes that it is a vulgar, derogatory word used for a female vagina. But then, do you know what it says underneath it? It says, also used by uneducated people as a term of endearment. I went, cunt's making fun of me.
And not in a nice way.
Yeah, not in a nice way. I was
roasted by the dictionary.
I was getting roasted by Collins's dictionary. Like, what the hell? Go to Oxford Dictionary. That's
What
the
does
closest I'll ever
fuck
get to Oxford.
originally mean? Is it fornication under the consent of the king?
No, but that is
have I made
that's a
that up?
fantastic. You see, if you have made it up, somebody get that boy a fucking sticker. Apparently now there's lots and lots of different derivatives, but some people say that it's an ancient Germanic or Viking word, which means to plant.
I want to
Fuck.
I genuinely in my head had it. That's what it meant. I thought
Fucked
that's what it
about
came from.
6 daffodils the other day.
Fuck 2 turnips and a cabbage. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but it makes sense because
Fuck yourself over an amp sofa then.
Fuck yourself. Go ahead and fuck yourself. Aye.
Yeah, I've just made that up. Just made that up. For ages, I thought it was fornication.
New word definition alert. Ping. Right.
And the way you said it, I went, that's definitely it. I've heard that.
Oh no. Yeah, that's a common misconception.
You're like, oh no, it was wrong, but
I was like,
everybody
oh no,
thinks
and then
that.
realised it was Snopes saying I was wrong. For years, I always thought it was
Fornication under
consent of the king.
Do you know?
So you're allowed to have sex. I thought it was you're allowed to have sex under marriage. So that's under like a legal obligation, so you can then fuck.
Fornication under consent of the
All
king.
under consent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that makes
Completely
sense.
wrong.
From here on out, let it be known.
Well, no, we're wrong. We can't. It's wrong.
The Thompson Dictionary says that it's right.
I hang about
royal decree.
I hang about with
down on
Paddy
that.
too much. It's leaking into me now.
He's the king of orange. Feel so. I mean, it's right.
I'm hanging about with Paddy too much now, and I'm just getting complete facts wrong, but believing them.
Yeah, just fabricate.
That's leaked into my life now, where I'm like, I have full belief in things that are just wrong.
That's another word. Don't you know that whenever
Willy facts are completely different.
That sounds so...
Willy
Willy
facts.
facts? Yeah, that wouldn't be.
3 inches isn't that small. Willy fact.
That's what I was going to say. There's another. That's the word. You know the way you were saying that you actually just are hanging around Paddy so much that you think things are different that you've remembered. Now, whenever you're remembering something, you're only remembering the last time that you remembered it.
Yeah.
Right? So if you say, tell yourself something that's untrue and you try to remember it that way, this is why stories are often different. No matter who you interview. 5 people that were at the same party saw the same thing, they'll give you a different account. It's called confabulation. So I actually, my psychologist told me that's what it means. But I'm only joking. I'm not joking. But now, like, if I remember something and somebody's gaslighting the fuck out of me, I tell myself that, oh, maybe I confabulated that because I've just remembered it wrong so much.
I do that.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Like, they didn't mean that in a nasty way, and then other people are like, oh, here's a bit of a dick. I'm like, oh, fuck, I was right.
Yeah, I was right. I know you
I'm
gaslight
that
the shit out of yourself.
confrontational that I have to talk myself down from being like, everyone's getting at me.
Yeah.
So when someone is getting at me, I'm like, nah, they're not.
Aye, that's the... oh my God, yes!
Because if I went at everyone I thought was getting at me, I would be mad.
Like, the only reason that you don't have a black eye right now is because I'm really trying my hardest to be a good person. Do you know what I mean? Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Do you ever just like mentally bitch slap somebody as well? Like you're watching them and you go,
oh, there's times I like like if I'm in the gym, I'll envision myself kicking the fuck out of someone I don't like. That's what I do.
really?
Yeah.
Get away. No, do you know what it is for me? I think that I'm quite a placid person. So I'll be sitting talking away to somebody that could say something really offensive and I'll be like, yeah, I think so. I'll go away. do you see when I'm in the shower washing my hair, I will have the perfect comeback.
Yeah, I should have said this.
be
Then
like,
I say that.
I have all my best fights in the shower. I'm like, do you know what it is? Do you see if you even took, and then you're going, what the fuck? Where are they? Don't even have their number to ring them up and say this. Do you know? Like, you only think about, I get offended in retrospect.
Yeah.
Like, I might not be offended at all in the time, but whenever I'm away from it and somebody goes, did you not take that by heart? Like, did you not think that was bad? I go, do you know something? Yeah. I should have took that bad. You're right.
Yeah. I said, I'm very hard to genuinely offend.
Yeah. Do you know, in saying that, you couldn't cut me with a knife. Like, whenever it comes to things that normal people find really, really offensive or embarrassing, I genuinely just don't usually take that.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
Well, we do stand up for a living, so you couldn't cut us.
Yeah, we're all mental.
Yeah.
But the only way you cut us is someone's like, you're shite. You're like, oh, no.
I know. You're
It's okay. It's only my life's work.
Yeah. Or do you ever see those people that whenever you get off the stage, I don't know if it's the same for fellas, like, but you always get our lads that go, here's one for you.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Here, you can use that on stage.
2 chinks go in this fucking weapon factory. No, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like...
And because you're around jokes all the time, even when someone tells you a joke, I'm like, I know how this ends.
Yeah.
Like, I have a friend, they said they play music, and they had to stop listening to music because they were, like, just ruining songs for people by being like, oh, and then this chord will change, and then this, oh, here comes the drums. And that's me with jokes now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I know the rhythms. So even if I've not heard this joke, by all the information you've given me, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
It ruins jokes for you.
It does, because you've sort of got the premise.
Yeah.
But my dad is a very funny man. Like, but I remember years and years ago, he was telling me a joke, and I mean, I've heard this, and he went, you know what you do when somebody's telling you a joke and you've already heard it? He said, you just sit there and you act like you haven't already heard it. But see, while they're telling their joke that you've already heard, you think of a better one. And I went, thank you. That is fucking excellent life advice. So see, working in the bar, I used to get all the lads telling you shit jokes, and while they were telling it, I used to just be going, I have a cracker here. And you are going to feel like shit when I crack it.
See, I'm such a dickhead that what I do is, like, I'll let them build it up, and when they go say the punchline, I say it. And then they're just like, oh, that is the joke. I do that all the time.
I love it, yes.
And people fucking hate it.
You're jumping in as if it's the end of a song.
I'll let them get there and then be like, and then his wife's dead. And he's like, oh.
You let me tell the whole fucking joke. Because then you feel like a dickhead. You're like, I just really get into this and embellished bits and all. And
do you remember that era when you were like 14 and people doing like edgy jokes? And they'd be like, how many fucking dead babies can you put in the blender? And you're like, fucking...
Encyclopedia.
I'm like, fair to see when you're a teenager, that's fine. See when someone's 42 and they're like, many fucking dead babies. You're like, fuck off, mate.
Yeah.
That's the most...
Like...
shit banter.
Do you know when they go, oh, you just don't find it funny? And you're like, it's not that I don't find humour in things, it's just that your joke isn't funny. You know, like, it's
also,
grand.
Yeah. It's also with jokes like that, I'm like, you're just saying what you know is a dark thing.
Yeah, like there are some comedians that I can genuinely watch, you know, big comedians on TV, and I can just, like, I could put a clay face mask on and I wouldn't have one crack in it by the end of it, because they just go out to say the most offensive thing and be like, look at me, I said that, instead of it actually working on
who would you put
funny.
into that bracket?
Recently, now, there's been a few, but recently I went to watch, it was Frankie Boyle's newer one. And although I do find his older jokes funny, you know, like whenever he was starting out and whenever he had all his like earlier shows, I used to sit and laugh my tits off and go, yeah, that's funny, that's on point. Yeah. And there was one, I can't remember exactly what one it was, maybe he was just hitting a bad stride, but I sat watching it and I was like, he was just insulting the audience. Do you know what I mean? And like, it wasn't really
his crowd like that though. I don't think he likes it.
They probably do like it, but I just thought it's very low bar, you know, lowbrow. I was just like, because he's usually really witty and clever, and I just thought, nah, mate, you're making too much money. I remember need to go back to doing wee shitty gigs.
I loved him on Mock the Week, but I used his first 2 stand-up DVDs I didn't love.
Yeah.
Because the jokes were good, but they're all about like Jade Goody and stuff, and they were always just really dark for the sake of dark. And I love Frankie Boyle, but his first 2 DVDs,
that's what I mean. Yeah, like he is funny and he is clever, but sometimes you just think, you know, set the bar a bit higher. That's just...
Yeah, but I think he gets a crowd too of like, he'll get genuine comedy fans who are like, he's an amazing comedian.
Yeah.
But he also gets people like, he's gonna make a joke about fucking spastics.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which, again, doesn't bother me when people do that.
That's right. People didn't want him on it to feel it. Sure they didn't.
Because he made disabled jokes about Harvey Price.
Did he?
Yeah, I tell you who wasn't offended. Actual disabled people.
yeah.
I remember when I was on a trip with my football team when that came out.
Really?
And the whole protests were on. We were in Barcelona.
Yeah.
And it was everywhere. People were texting us about it. And we were like, fuck. Everyone was like, I love Frankie, boy.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the
It's like
ability...
being included. Right?
Yeah, at least he's, you know, not me, I'm funny.
Yeah.
I just think if we can laugh
There's
at
so many
anything.
people being like, if I do disabled jokes, and my disabled jokes are never about anyone but me.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm up there being like, autism, no, because I don't have that. But I have people being like, I have a disabled nephew and I thought that was horrible.
Yeah, they're like gatekeeping.
He'd be very hurt. I'm like, would he be very hurt? Bring him out there.
Yeah.
Bring him out with you instead of keeping them in the fucking house.
I know, you're like, oh God.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
I
know
get
exactly what
a
you mean.
lot of shit for that.
Yeah, but you are disabled.
I know,
mean,
but I don't look it enough. So people are like, he's just doing that.
Is there a hierarchy of disability?
Not really. It's this is for people who aren't disabled. It's they'll look at you and if they
Yeah.
can't immediately see it,
Yeah, that you're not.
they're like, you're at such a Belfast. Well, I would say it's Belfast. I get it more in England.
Do you?
In England, they think it's a character thing because that's the kind of weird fucking shit they would do.
Yeah.
They're like,
yeah.
is that a character you do? I'm like, no, you fucking idiot.
Do you want to see my parking badge?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh my God, that's mad. I just think it's like, as long as something is truly, truly funny,
Yeah.
go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because even if you have to be apologetic about it, that's usually where I get myself into trouble because I think, is this PC? Not necessarily. Is it fucking hilarious? And then before I've even got to think about it,
Yeah. But then again, how you find out that, like you know, people, when they see documentary, they're like, oh, it wasn't fun. Maybe if you made it funny. I'm like, well, the only way you can do that is by saying it on stage.
yeah,
We don't get to practice.
yeah.
You know, there's no band rehearsal.
Exactly. And you know yourself, if you ever write something and you try and tell like somebody standing next to you and you go, so I'm going to do this joke about it, never hits the same as it does on stage.
No.
You need an audience
No.
to be able to go, or
Yeah. There's times someone, like I've said things and everyone in the room laughs and I'll do it on stage and it bombs. And then there's times I've done bits where everyone's like, that shit's not going to work.
But one
Like
thing
else.
people, audiences don't realise, we were talking about this, funnily enough, I was chatting about this with Colin the other night. We judge audiences just as much, if not more, than they judge us.
100%.
You know, because you do get the different kinds of audience, don't you?
Yeah.
Where you'll go,
Well, come on, mate. You'll literally watch the first act and you're like, okay, they don't like dirty, they don't like sweary. By the end, you almost hate them.
yeah.
Sometimes.
It's a process of elimination, isn't it?
Yep,
You're like,
or-
right, so you're standing there reworking what you're going to do in your head before you go on. Like, I may leave out the bit about fannies. I may leave out the bit about this. Oh, so don't talk about drugs. See that bit you do about...
That's why I love Kieran, because he just leans into it. Even if he knows they're going to hate him, he just does it.
making people uncomfortable. Kieran Bartlett.
Yeah.
He is hilarious. He is
I
lovely.
love Kieran.
Do you know I can't anymore hear that song that does the... what is it he does? Sage on me. He goes, what is it he does?
What's Sage on me?
He goes,
Sing the actual song.
right, so it goes, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the sage on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Anytime I'm making something now, and I had putting cumin in, I'm like, I'm only human after all. Yeah, he's funny as fuck. Tell me this.
Brilliant.
Do you want to hear the dirty word of the week?
Yeah.
Right. So we're going over to dirty word of the week. Right. The dirty word of the week is Morophile. Right.
Right?
Do you have any idea what a Morophile could be?
If I had to guess, it was definitely someone has a sexual attraction to something weird.
Yes.
I'll say someone who fucks dirt.
Just about right, but what do you hear? A Morophile is somebody who is sexually attracted to people who are of less intelligent than them. Who are less intelligent, so usually morons, if you think moron.
Right, okay.
Morophile. So it's people who want to have sex with people who have a lesser IQ than they do.
Hey, that's sociopathic as fuck.
Do you not sleep with people who are stupider than you? You trying to tell me you've never had a wee blondie going, ha ha, it's so funny, William?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
No?
And I'm a fucking idiot, so it tends to be people smarter than me. I'm the idiot.
Really? Do you think so?
Oh yeah, I'm thick as fuck. I know that.
No, you're not. So they're Morophiles.
Yeah.
The people that sleep with you. You're not thick as fuck, though.
I am thick as fuck.
You're genuinely not.
I'm an idiot.
Imagine that. But I just think of all the men as well that like to, go with the wee girl. Like
See when
Leonardo DiCaprio.
See when someone's proper ditzy, and like they just say stupid shit, and everyone's like, "That's hilarious." I'm like, I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
When they're like, "Are trees only grown in Brazil?" I'm like, how the fuck do you not know things?
Yeah.
How do you not know things?
Anything?
Yeah. Do you remember when you say something like, "Oh," when he's prime minister, like, "Oh, Boris Johnson," and like, who's that? Is he a footballer? I'm like, how do you live?
He's getting himself all annoyed.
How do you live, you fucking idiot?
Yeah.
I'm
How do you remember to breathe in and out? You're the opposite.
I'm the opposite, yeah.
You like a more intelligent woman then?
Yes.
What do you call someone who, likes to fuck someone from Andytown? Because that's what he is.
I'm an Andy fan.
You're an Andy fan! Somebody who likes to have sex with people from
I like an
Andersonstown.
intelligent smick, though.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing.
That's what I like.
Whenever I come up with the idea for doing this podcast, I was like, see if people that hear my dialect and the way I speak, they would have no idea that I enjoy reading and how, like, I'm not going to say I'm well read because, half of the shit I read is probably not fit for human consumption. But, I would say I would get through about 5 or 6 books a week. But the way I talk doesn't make it sound like I even know how to look up a dictionary.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're going, all right. Like, just because you speak with a regional accent or you're kind of a wee bit common doesn't mean that you're fucking stupid.
No, I like people who sound like that but are smart.
Yeah, because they're
my vibe.
Working class but educated.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't take stupid.
Yeah.
I don't mean, like, and I'm not saying be the most intelligent person ever, but you get when people, like, they know they're stupid and they make it their thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
That
Well,
absolutely-
fucking find out.
It's really hard because whenever I was growing up as a teenager, there was this, I don't know if it was a trend, but put it this way, people like Jessica Simpson and everything were like on MTV at the time. Like, this chick, why do they call Tuna the fucking dolphin of the sea or something?
No, dolphins are also in the sea, Bronagh.
Yeah, but she actually said
Chicken of the sea?
the chicken of the sea, and then she asked, buffalo wings, do they come from buffaloes? So there was this sort of idea that girls had to pretend to be stupid so that they were like non-threatening to guys, right? And you used to get these.
Sorry, did Jessica Simpson say dolphin of the sea?
Yeah,
I thought you were saying that, and I was like, Bronagh, what?
No, I'm talking about Jessica Simpson being stupid, not me.
I apologize, that was stupid from me.
But whenever I was a teenager, you had this like set of girls who would be like, what is that?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. And
Yeah.
used to be like,
Like, my dad is, like, he's like Paddy, but far more aggressive and far less intelligent.
yeah. So not like Paddy, but like Paddy.
Similar kind of person, but not as nice as Paddy is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paddy's a legend.
Yeah, I love Paddy.
I know. You two are fucking brilliant together, but like in terms of.
I love how people, and it's been a constant thing, as long as we've been friends, they think we hate each other.
Really?
Because of how we talk to each other.
But that is affection.
But that's we'll be like, fucking you fat bastard, and I'm like, you're a fucking stupid cunt. And for as long as we did stand up, people were like, you two really don't like each other, and me and Paddy were like, we get on so fucking well.
Yeah.
That's why we're friends.
That's right. People actually.
Because he'd slag people and people would take it bad, and I'd be the only one being like, who the fuck you up?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that. Is that an over here thing? Fuck up. Like, we don't say fuck up. Well, don't necessarily say fuck off or fuck
Yeah.
it. We go fuck up.
Yeah.
Will you fuck up?
I think it's very much
Your man.
I think that's how you get out. I was like, oh, this kid is from a council estate, because that's such a, if someone's slagging you, you go, here, fuck up, mate.
Yeah, know what it is. Oh, fuck yourself, yeah. So we've been very articulate on this episode of Word Up, but we have also had the most amazing chat with William.
That was great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
William.
Honour to be the first guest.
Thank you so much for being my first guest. And do you know what you have to do now? You need
Get
to
a bath.
sign the wall.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember whenever you were younger and you did mentions?
No.
Did you never do a mention on the wall?
No, what's that?
Whenever you were like, you marked your territory by writing your name on the wall, like William 2T9.
Now you changed your BBM name.
Oh, well, you really were a wee dork then. This is whenever, like, you were standing in the alley having a smoke and you used to write your mention on the wall. So you can do your mention because we're going to have everybody